Child safety for us is ensuring that every young person that comes to this school is exactly that, safe. That's a fundamental right of every young person and every person who comes to the school. Being a school governed by the Maras brothers, we've been working on a number of compliance issues, but particularly around child safety for the young people since 2015. What have we done? Well, we've certainly worked with the Ministerial Order 870 and worked through the processes there, both in collaboration with the VRQA and the CECV. But one of the other things we did, and this relates back to the fact that we are a Mara school, we have a number of different things we want to make sure that we're doing right. So we've employed a compliance manager.
John promoted me to the compliance manager, which was right at the cusp of the changes with Ministerial Order 870 on child safe standards.
She works through with staff and with families and with other stakeholders what it is that we require from them to be part of this school and make sure that we are meeting child safety compliances both at the minimum standard and the best possible standard we can reach. Fundamental to anybody coming to any enterprise, whether it be a school, a workplace, if you don't feel safe, you cannot work properly. Once someone feels connected and feel that they belong, then they can start to work on the other elements of their development. So we have a very strong connection between the homeroom teacher on our junior campus and also on this camp we call a learning advisor. And they're the first port of call for any young person if they have any concerns. We have wellbeing leaders, either year level or house structure. We have counsellors. We also have people overarching that role of deputy principal and also campus leaders who work very much around the safety and well-being of young people. How that flows into their learning, I don't think the two things are separated. Well-being and learning both complement each other, they both enhance each other. So good learning is good well-being and vice versa.
We identified the different categories of people that would be at our school. So of course we've got the students and then the families, but then we also had contractors, visitors, volunteers. So we did a lot of work around identifying the different categories of people based on their extent of contact with our students. So the staff would send them to me for an induction, and the induction would be based on our child safety standards, policy and code of conduct, as well as occupational health and safety and student duty of care.
Time and time again, one of the things that we all value in Catholic schools is the pastoral nature of our schools. And that is, as I said, fundamental. Relationship is the most critical thing, I believe, to being a good teacher and having a good learning environment. In regards to child safety, the number of things we've been doing at Lavalla Catholic College has firstly, as I've mentioned before, was the employment of a compliance manager. It wasn't so that we could then, if you like, abrogate responsibility for everybody else to be in charge of compliance. That was one of the big things we needed to work around. But to make sure that teachers can do what they do well and have people who are expert at what they do that as well and support the learning and wellbeing programs at the school.
I've worked very, very hard to ensure that we are not just meeting minimum standards, but we're aiming towards best practice.
One of the things that we're really aware of here at Lavalla Catholic College is that this is not an exercise that we do for the here and now. It's a continuous process of improvement. I suppose one of the challenges, and if that's the right word, has been that we are constantly learning. But again, we are a learning institution, so if we can't do that, what else can we do? Or as we speak, we're in the process of refining our policies, our code of conduct statements, and every other documentation, because 12 months on, we've learned a lot. And we know that in 12 months' time, we'll improve on that again. And probably also the biggest thing will be the understanding of the community, particularly our families, is going to be depthed, and they're going to be more familiar with what we expect of them, and more importantly, more familiar with what they should expect of us.